Have you ever wondered how the ancient act of gambling came to be? Let's delve into the intriguing genesis of this global pastime. Our journey begins around 4,300 years ago, in the far reaches of ancient China. Archaeologists have unearthed mysterious tiles from this era, believed to be used in a rudimentary game of chance. This simple game, played with tiles and an element of uncertainty, marked the earliest known form of gambling. However, the Chinese weren't the only ones flirting with fortune. Fast forward a few centuries to 1500 BC and we find ourselves in ancient Egypt. Here, dice were not just a tool for amusement, but also a way to forecast the future. These early dice, carved from bone and ivory, are some of the oldest gambling paraphernalia ever found. But the story doesn't end there. Let's journey a bit further to the vibrant lands of ancient India. The epic Mahabharata, a revered text in Indian literature, narrates tales of kings and warriors staking kingdoms and honor in games of chance. Gambling in these stories was not just a pastime, but a pivotal plot device, demonstrating that the stakes in early games could be far higher than mere coins or trinkets. Finally, we sail to the heart of ancient Rome, a civilization known for its grandeur and love for recreation. Despite being legally restricted, gambling was popular among all classes of society. From the bustling markets to the opulent villas, the Romans indulged in games of chance, casting their lots and hoping for Fortuna's favor. From the simple tiles in China to the bone dice in Egypt, from the high stakes in India to the popular games in Rome, the seeds of gambling were sown thousands of years ago. These early games, underpinned by chance and uncertainty, laid the foundation for the myriad forms of gambling we know today. From tiles to dice, the seeds of gambling were sown thousands of years ago. As civilizations grew, so did the allure of chance and fortune. As the world entered the Middle Ages, gambling took on a new form, evolving from simple dice games of antiquity to complex games of chance that captivated minds and indeed wallets. In the heart of Europe, the medieval times saw a significant rise in the popularity of gambling. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century had an unexpected side effect. It led to the widespread distribution of playing cards, sparking a fascination with card games across the continent. These games, with their intricate rules and reliance on both skill and luck, quickly became a favorite pastime among nobility and commoners alike. Yet it was in the sunny landscapes of Italy during the 17th century that a significant milestone in the history of gambling occurred. The first establishments that we would now recognize as casinos started to open their doors. These were places where people could gather to play games of chance, indulge in conversation, and of course place their bets. The word casino itself is derived from the Italian casa, meaning home, a fitting term for these welcoming hubs of social and gaming activity. However, this era also saw a shift in the perception of gambling. While it was often seen as a gentleman's pastime, a harmless diversion from the trials of life, there were those who viewed it with suspicion. The church in particular was vocal in its disapproval, labeling gambling as a sinful activity that tempted people away from virtuous pursuits. The Middle Ages thus presented a dichotomy. On one hand, gambling was growing, becoming more sophisticated and more ingrained in society. On the other hand, it was also becoming more controversial, facing criticism and moral scrutiny. Yet despite these challenges, or perhaps because of them, gambling continued to thrive and evolve, setting the stage for the remarkable transformations it would undergo in the centuries to come. The Middle Ages were a time of growth and contradiction for the world of gambling. This period laid the groundwork for the complex, multifaceted industry that gambling is today, a testament to the enduring allure of chance and fortune. The New World was not just a land of opportunities, but also a land of high stakes. As explorers and settlers crossed the Atlantic, they brought with them a penchant for games of chance, soon intertwining the fate of gambling with the birth of a nation. Imagine the early American colonies, fledgling societies taking their first steps. Funding these new establishments proved challenging, and the solution was found in an unlikely place, the lottery. These public lotteries were not simply games of chance, but instruments of community building. They funded the construction of churches, schools, and even entire towns. This was gambling with a purpose, a far cry from its often stigmatized image. As the centuries rolled on, gambling continued to evolve and thrive within the American landscape. Saloons of the Wild West offered games of poker to weary travelers, while horse races drew crowds eager to wager on their favorite steeds. The Civil War saw soldiers passing time with games of chance in their camps, further embedding gambling into the nation's fabric. Then, with the dawn of the 20th century came the birth of a city that would become synonymous with gambling, Las Vegas. Born from the arid deserts of Nevada, Las Vegas was a vision of opulence and excitement, nestled amidst the dust and heat. With the legalization of gambling in the early 1930s, the city quickly transformed into a mecca for those seeking high stakes and high rewards. Casinos sprang up, their neon lights cutting through the desert night, drawing in gamblers from around the globe. The popularity of Las Vegas is a testament to how deeply gambling is embedded in American culture. It's a testament to the enduring allure of the gamble, the thrill of the game, and the human penchant for risk and reward. From colonial lotteries to the neon lights of Las Vegas, gambling had firmly rooted itself in American soil. In the 21st century, gambling has undergone a digital transformation. A wave of technological advancements has reshaped the landscape of gambling, propelling it into the virtual realm. As we stepped into the new millennium, the internet was already changing the way we lived, worked, and played. Gambling was no exception. The early 2000s witnessed the birth of online gambling. It was a time of dial-up internet connections and bulky desktop computers, but the allure of virtual casinos and betting sites was undeniable. Pioneers in the industry saw the potential, and players around the globe embraced this new form of gambling with open arms. The convenience of playing from home, coupled with the thrill of the game, made online gambling an instant hit. But the real game changer was the advent of smartphones. These pocket-sized devices revolutionized online gambling, making it accessible anytime, anywhere. With just a few taps on a screen, players could place bets, spin roulette wheels, or deal cards. The world was now a casino, and everyone was invited. As online gambling grew, it transcended borders. From the neon-lit streets of Las Vegas to the bustling markets of Mumbai, online casinos and betting sites reached every corner of the globe. This global reach brought about a shift in regulations. Laws that were once restricted to physical casinos had to adapt and evolve. Governments around the world had to rethink their stance on gambling, grappling with the challenges of regulating an industry that was as intangible as it was pervasive. This digital revolution in gambling was not without its pitfalls. Issues of addiction, fraud, and underage gambling came to the fore. However, the industry responded with measures such as age verification checks, secure payment methods, and resources for responsible gambling. As technology advanced, so did the ways in which people gambled, bringing us into the digital age of gambling. The dice may have changed, the cards may have gone digital, but the human desire to take a chance, to risk and possibly win remains as potent as ever. What does the future hold for the world of gambling? A question that's piqued the curiosity of many. As we delve into the future, a few trends are starting to take shape. First, let's talk about the potential of virtual reality. Imagine walking into an online casino, not just clicking on a screen, but actually stepping through the doors. The lights, the sounds, the thrill of the game, all experienced from the comfort of your own home. That's the promise of virtual reality in gambling. It's not just about playing a game, but about creating an immersive experience that brings the thrill of the casino to you. Next, let's look at esports betting. The world of esports has exploded over the last few years, with professional gamers competing in tournaments watched by millions around the world. As the popularity of esports continues to grow, so too does the potential for betting on these events. It's a new frontier in gambling, one that combines the excitement of traditional sports betting with the growing interest in competitive gaming. But the future of gambling is not just about technology. It's also about the ongoing debates around gambling regulations and the societal impacts of gambling. As we move into the future, these debates will continue to shape the world of gambling. Questions around responsible gambling, the impact of gambling on mental health, and the role of regulation in protecting consumers will continue to be hot topics. And let's not forget the allure of the game itself, the thrill of the unknown, the excitement of the risk, the joy of the win. These are the elements that have drawn people to gambling for centuries, and they will continue to do so in the future. As we look to the future, one thing is certain: the roll of the dice, the turn of a card, or the spin of a wheel will continue to captivate us. Whether we're stepping into a virtual casino or placing a bet on an esports tournament, the future of gambling promises to be as exciting, if not more, as its history.